Some people say hunger only makes you weak, but they are wrong. Hunger can make people lie, betray, and even destroy the people they claim to love. Sometimes, the emptiest stomach reveals the darkest side of human nature, while the kindest heart shines brightest when it has the least to give. There was once a young woman who had nothing except her ability to cook. She lived in a tiny room with an old stove, a few worn out pots, and a dream that refused to die. Every morning, she woke before sunrise, whispered a prayer, and hoped that somehow life would change. But every evening, she went to bed with the same question: will tomorrow be finally different? She asked. She couldn't afford expensive ingredients. Most days, all she had were onions, tomatoes, pepper, and a handful of spices, and whatever vegetables she could find at the local market. While other people filled their tables with expensive dishes, she believed something they didn't. She believed that food made with love could feed not only the stomach, but also the soul. The neighbors laughed at her almost every day. Who would ever buy food from someone this poor? They whispered. She should stop dreaming and find a real job, another would say. She heard every word, but instead of arguing, she stirred her pot with even more determination. One hot afternoon, a wealthy neighbor walked into her small kitchen. He looked around the cracked holes, the old utensils, and the same pot gently shimmering over the fire. He laughed loudly. Is this what you call food? He mocked. People like me wouldn't even feed this to our dogs. Hmm. The words pierced her heart like a knife, but she forced a smile. She didn't defend herself. She simply thanked him for listening and continued cooking after he walked away, blinking back her tears. As the hours passed, something incredible happened. The aroma from that humble pot slowly drifted through the compound. It wrapped itself around every corner, floated through open windows, and reached people who had been eating expensive meals. One by one, they stopped what they were doing. What smells so good? Where is that delicious aroma coming from? Curious, they followed the scent until they found themselves standing outside the young woman's tiny kitchen. Soon a line began to form. Children begged their parents for a taste. Workers returning home stopped to ask if there was any food left. Even people who had laughed at her earlier quietly joined the queue, pretending they had only come to look.